Have you ever felt that sudden sinking pit in your stomach while staring at your phone, just wondering where all your hard-earned money disappeared to? You're sitting there on your couch, scrolling through your banking app after a perfectly normal month, and you literally have to squint because the math just doesn't add up. It's not like you bought a private jet or went on a wild shopping spree in Vegas. You just paid for groceries, gas, and basic life stuff. But somehow, despite having no major purchases, you're looking at a balance that's dangerously low, feeling like you're working just to stay at zero. Here is the cold, hard truth that those fake financial gurus are way too polite to tell you. The modern economy is built to bleed you dry. Think of it as a giant, invisible vacuum cleaner designed to suck every spare cent out of your pocket before you even have a chance to realize it's gone. Prices haven't just risen lately. They have completely mutated into something unrecognizable, turning basic daily conveniences into high-end luxury goods that keep us broke. My name is Jax, a former risk analyst for the big players, and now I'm using that insider data to help you stop wasting cash on overpriced garbage. If you're tired of running on a financial treadmill that's permanently set to high, do yourself a massive favor. Hit that subscribe button and let's fix your math. Let's start with a truth that's going to bruise your ego. When did fast food joints start charging like they have a Michelin star? Remember when fast food was actually the budget option? You'd grab a full meal for $5 and feel like a financial king. Those days are dead and buried, replaced by a reality where a basic drive-through run for two people costs a staggering $35. You're paying premium prices to eat processed meat out of a cardboard box while sitting in a plastic chair, cleaning your own trash. The value is gone. Now you're just paying a laziness tax because you're supposedly too exhausted to boil some simple pasta at home. Then there's the casual dining disaster, those trendy spots with Edison bulbs that charge $18 for a plate of basic appetizers. A simple Friday dinner with a couple of drinks and a mandatory tip now leaves you staring at a soul-crushing $120 bill. That's not just a meal, that's a car payment or a utility bill that could have been compounding in your brokerage account for decades. People burn cash like this 3 times a week and then blame the economy for why they'll never afford a home down payment. Stop lying to yourself. It isn't a broken system holding you back. It's the simple math that you are actively choosing to ignore. Now let's talk about the absolute biggest wealth killer sitting in your driveway right now, that brand new car. That new car smell is actually just the toxic scent of chemicals and your own imminent financial ruin. The second you drive off the lot, you lose 20% of your money before even hitting the first stoplight. If a banker shredded $10,000 in your face, you'd call the cops, but at a dealership, we call that Tuesday. Now you're paying 7% interest to own an asset that is worth significantly less every single morning you wake up. Are you really paying $800 a month just to impress neighbors who are too broke to even care? The real wealth-building move is buying a 3-year-old vehicle and letting someone else take that massive 40% loss. You get the same leather seats and the same technology, but without the financial suicide attached to the VIN number. If you actually want to be rich, stop acting rich by buying things that aggressively go down in value. Fix your math, trade in your ego, and start keeping your hard-earned cash where it actually belongs, in your pocket. Now let's get uncomfortable and talk about the status tax, also known as overpriced branded luxury clothing. Buying quality boots that last 15 years is a smart investment, but that isn't what most people are doing. Instead, you're paying a 2,000% markup just to be a walking billboard for a billionaire's fashion house. You could buy a premium cotton shirt for $20, or the exact same shirt with a tiny logo for $350. That extra $330 isn't for the fabric, it's the premium you pay for your own insecurity. The people you're trying to impress don't care, and people with real wealth are checking your balance sheet, not your logo. Putting $1,200 sneakers on a high-interest credit card is the ultimate definition of financial insanity. You are literally paying a poverty tax to the bank just to look like you aren't poor. Stop renting your identity from brands that only see you as a walking ATM to be drained. Real confidence doesn't need a label. It's built on a fat bank account, not a logo on your chest. Now let's pivot to the invisible leeches of your bank account, otherwise known as your endless subscription list. Each one is just a cup of coffee, but when you stack them up, you're bleeding $200 every single month. You're literally paying a laziness tax because you won't spend 5 minutes clicking unsubscribe on apps you never use. Paying nearly $200 a month for 500 channels of garbage is just donating money to a corporation that hates you. But the ultimate wealth killer in this social media era is the Instagram vacation, fueled by pure financial desperation. You see a friend in Bali and feel small, so you book a trip you can't afford using high-interest credit cards. If you're paying off a flight with 22% interest, that wasn't a vacation. It was a calculated financial trap. You are trading years of future freedom for a few photos that will be buried in your feed by next Tuesday. The experience of not being stressed about rent is far better than a week in Europe followed by years of debt. Stop letting your feed dictate your life. If you can't pay cash today, you aren't ready for the trip. Period. Last but not least, let's talk about that glass rectangle in your pocket that's quietly draining your future wealth. We've been brainwashed to believe a 2-year-old phone is a relic just to finance a new $1,200 device. Spending $1,000 every year for marginal camera improvements is nothing more than a heavy tax on your own impatience. If you're financing a $3,000 couch at 15% interest, you're buying a debt contract, not a seat. Here is the reality. You can either look wealthy or actually be wealthy, but you cannot do both at once. Every dollar dumped into a depreciating car or a designer logo is a dollar not buying your ultimate personal freedom. The American dream was hijacked by marketers who want you broke, stressed, and dependent on your very next paycheck. The only way to win is to stop playing their game. Cook your food and drive that used car until the wheels fall off. Being cheap isn't the goal. Being free is. Financial security feels better than a new iPhone ever possibly could. Track every cent this month and use that disgust to change your life. I'm Jax. Go build some real wealth.